as Italy, but then young man chose to play for the country. Elsewhere, Manchester City boss talking about Pep Guardiola has come out to say that Liverpool rival Jurgen Klopp has made him a better manager. You wonder, I mean, if this is mind game, I'm sure the guys who are here with me in the studio, but of course, let us know whether it's a mind game or it's just something Pep Guardiola actually meant to say. For Manchester United, for talking about Marcus Rashford, his return to full training, but of course we're talking about him, and of course what the future holds for him at Manchester United now that Cristiano Ronaldo is back at the club. He's below the pecking order. That's the current situation of things. Plus, the Betsy Obaseki women's football tournament currently ongoing here in Edo State. We've got the semi-final matches for tomorrow. We'll also be letting you into that, and we'll talk to I think the media head of the competition,
chairman of the media subcommittee.
Absolutely. We'll of course be hearing from him and what he has to say about the competition. All right, good evening and welcome to Sports Fiesta here on K92.7 FM. It's the Friday evening edition of the show. I am CJ the Maestro, and as usual I've got Salih Ibrahim, the sports Ibrahim, and of course also Ibeka, the sports maestro. Good evening guys and welcome to Sports Fiesta this Friday evening. Let's kick off let's go talk about the Betsy Obaseki women's football tournament currently going here in Benin City. We understand that the semi-final fixtures will come to fruition tomorrow, and the Queens will be in action. They will be playing against Rivers Angels, who are no small opponents in any way. Let's talk about the fixtures before we go here from the man who is of course in charge of the media aspect of this competition.
Yeah, the first match, it's going to be the match between FC Robo Queens and Bayelsa Queens. That match is coming up at 3 p.m. and it's at it's going to be at the Samuel Ogumdia Stadium. All the matches, the semi-final and the final match and the third place match will be at the Samuel Ogumdia Stadium. So, and after that, the one that people really looking forward to, Edo Queens taking on Rivers United. That match is coming up at 6 p.m.
It's a South derby, for correct?
Yeah, it is a South derby. You know, we already said that the 3 of the 4 teams that are in the semi-final are from the South. So this is going to be 2 clash of South heavyweights. But of course, when you talk on women's football in Nigeria, you cannot but credit Rivers Angels with what they've been able to do, and that's why they are representing Nigeria on the continent. The first ever CAF Women's Champions League. We've got Rivers Angels there participating, and we'll see what happens. They have already got their group. So we asked the manager about it, talking about Edwin Okon, and he said, look, they are Nigerians, and Nigerians have this can-do spirit. We never believe that anything is beyond us. So Rivers Angels will go out there. They are not scared of any opponent. They will go out there and give their best. So we are looking forward to some great matches at the semi-finals tomorrow of the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament, and after that we're also looking forward to a great final. And as we have said before, prize money has been increased, but we've got the okay.
We'll just give him some minutes to call in.
Yeah. So we'll be talking to him, and he's we'll look at some of the things that they are planning in terms of even the prize money that has now been increased. It's going to be 5 million for the winner, 3 million for the team that finishes second, and 2 million for the team that will finish third. So great. It's the first festival of football in Edo State, and we're celebrating the women. Absolutely.
Also, for you, if you're to place your money on maybe the 2 teams that will get to the final of the competition, we've got 2 fixtures here for the semi-final. There's Bayelsa Queens FC up against FC Robo, and then Edo Queens versus Rivers Angels. So, who is your money on to get to the final of the competition?
From what I've seen so far, as far as the competition is concerned, and because sometimes I don't look at the pedigree or what you have achieved before, we look at the present. But from what I've seen, I think I'll take Edo Queens to be in the final. Then between Bayelsa and Robo Queens, well, I could say Bayelsa Queens could be the one to face Edo Queens in the final. That personal prediction, yeah, that's my personal from what I've seen so far.
So
Not that, no discredit to FC Robo Queens. They are good, on a very good. They are good, but I think the ITU Cup champions. I think they are not here to make up the numbers. But for what they did yesterday, even when the moment I left the complex yesterday, it wasn't up to about 10-20 minutes. You saw that heavy downpour. To me, I thought that match is going to be postponed till today, but I was surprised that match went ahead as even inside that heavy rain and all that, and Bayelsa Queens were able to beat their opponents to gain 3 points and also to qualify. So it's not really easy when you have heavy downpour and you're still able to string passes and also get a victory. So I think Bayelsa Queens, they are here for the cup and also for Edo Queens. So I hope the two of them will meet in the finals. But at the end of the day, I don't want to see this cup leaving Edo State for another state.
Okay, like we told you, we'll just remind you, tomorrow we'll have the semi-final fixtures of the Betsy Obaseki Women Football Tournament. Bayelsa Queens, 3 p.m. tomorrow will be up against FC Robo Queens, and then Edo Queens FC by 6 p.m. will take on Rivers Angels. Also, the two matches will happen at the Samuel Obubidia Stadium here in the heart of Benin City. I'm sure we'll be there to see these two matches live. Particularly, I'm interested in the match between Edo Queens and, of course,
Rivers Angels. Yeah,
you know why?
Because
I want to see how Edo Queens are able to handle the pressure of playing at home and then playing a big opponent like Rivers Angels. You know how it is when
they not met before.
Well, they have, but then I mean the crop of players that we have now, I have serious doubt if they have, of course, met Rivers Angels before. Yes, they've done well so far, but when you have a good opponent in front of you, sometimes it does bring out the best in you.
They've met Rivers Angels and they played against Heartland Queens in this tournament and they beat them 5-0. I was really impressed because that was supposed to be their most difficult game. The first game against Nigeria Tels, well, some are saying, well, Nigeria Tels did not really come with their first team, if you have known that. But I thought when I watched them play in that opening ceremony against Edo Queens, I thought they were very good. And that match ended 2-1 in favor of Edo Queens. So I was really impressed. But if that isn't the first team of Nigeria Tels, then I can imagine how good they are, because they gave a good account of themselves in that first match. But things did not really turn out well for them in the subsequent games. Then Edo Queens played their next game against Rolly Angels, and they beat them 4-0, which was a massive improvement from the 2-1 victory. But then you look at Rolly Angels and say, okay, they are not in the Premier League, and so, okay, maybe you understand why they were beaten so easily by Edo Queens. But then, when Edo Queens now met the one that was supposed to be their biggest rivals, they beat them. That was even their easiest match, which was the game we watched yesterday. They were able to beat them 5-0. That was their most impressive performance. So I believe that they will be looking at that and thinking, well, if we can do this against Heartland Queens, then we should not be scared of Rivers Angels. Rivers Angels, yes, they've won every match that they play. But yesterday, FC Robo Queens, they even admitted that they got complacent. Monday Gibbs said they lost concentration. Their manager also said the same thing, that basically they lost concentration. And there are some other things he told us, which we didn't put on air, about what was going on with some of the girls, and that's why he felt their performance was affected, sort of. So maybe Rivers Angels not too impressive in their 3-2 victory over FC Robo Queens. Yes, they won against Royal Queens, which they beat 3-0. But even then, they did not score until about 81 minutes or so. Their goals came late in that match. It was very late. I think the last 10 minutes, that's when they got their 3 goals. So maybe you look at this and you look at how Edo Queens, it has been the reverse. Edo Queens have kind of like just gotten better with every match that they have played in this tournament. And the additional motivation that they are playing at home, they are playing before the first lady of the state, that might give them that impetus to go on to win this competition. And remember that they've got a new manager. We are beginning to see the impact that she's having, because they're not just scoring goals. So the way they are playing, you could see a purpose to their play. You could really see something.
Their approach play is wonderful.
Yes.
You look at the way they build up to their goal.
Exactly.
You don't understand that goal scoring is deliberate. For some teams. Yesterday we're highly impressed. It's not just about shooting and shooting and shooting. Sometimes you've got to build from your midfield and then to the other part of
but there's something that those players will have to do, in order for them to skate through Rivers Angels. If they have to pick out 2 players or 3 players, of which I saw yesterday from that game, from that comeback win against Robo Queens, I don't think it's going to work for them. It's going to be a teamwork. Ensure that all players are being covered, not pick out like the substitute they made yesterday. You saw when Christopher entered yesterday, she turned the game, and the lady from their right flank, who was causing problems with those crosses that the goalkeeper was just putting out for tappings and all that. They should also look at that, look at the whole team, because Rivers Angels as a team, they're going to play against Malu Saunders women's team. So they are already getting ready for the continent. So for you to beat them, you have to play them. Massive defense, massive attack. Cover every grass. Don't pick out players to mark out. Although we asked the coach of Edo Queens, Wemi Matthew, how to do that. She said they've got their plans. I hope that the plans that she has for the players on how to beat Rivers Angels will just be well executed. Because Rivers Angels on their own, they want to come here and become the champion. So it's going to be massive. A blockbuster game we are going to be expecting between the Edo Queens and Rivers Angels.
All right, for sure. It's always a blockbuster game whenever you have Rivers Angels and, of course, Edo Queens playing. Whether on a neutral venue, away from home for Edo Queens, or probably at home, it's always a big one. So we are hoping that, for us who support Edo Queens, in as much as we are for women's football, you have to also pick your side when push comes to shove.
Okay, so we've got Musa Ebomiana, the chairman of the media subcommittee of the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Sports Fiesta.
Good evening, sportsman.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, it's great to have you, sir.
My pleasure.
Yeah, we are now in the semi-final. Today's match is a match-free day, but we are in the semi-final of the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament. Before we talk about the semi-final and the final and the third place matches, let's just review the competition so far. From our perspective, we have been going to cover the matches and we've been seeing what is going on. We think it's been a fantastic tournament so far. But as the LOC, the local organizing committee, how do you guys feel about the competition so far?
We are so happy as a committee. The tournament has brought a new breath, a new life to women's football tournament in Nigeria. Edo is always first in anything we do. We have laid a template. That template will continue. Like I said, this is the maiden edition of the tournament. It's going to be an annual event with the first lady of Edo State has instituted as part of her BED project. We are happy so far with the support from the press and from the public to go to where we are today.
Yeah. Another thing that has impressed me personally about this competition is that the First Lady of Edo State, Her Excellency Betsy Obaseki, the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu, his wife, Mary Ann Philip Shaibu, the chairman of the LOC, Sabina Chikere. I don't like pronouncing the other name. I don't know to embarrass myself. I'm a man. Okay. I am Afemai, but I don't know. I don't know why I have a problem. Okay. That's a good one.
Cover your roots.
Okay. All right. So I've been impressed, yourself included, Frank Ilaboya, and everybody, Dr. Kwekutando. You guys have been going around watching the matches. It's not that the competition is just going on and you don't care. But for the First Lady too, I've seen her at Western Boys High School. I've seen her at the Samuel Ogwowida Stadium. I've seen her at the Unibank Sports Complex. The same thing with the Deputy Governor. That's one thing that I find really, really impressive.
Yes. They have sports as a very important part of their heart. The Edo is known for its sporting activities. Edo used to be first in everything, all the areas of sports. But because we have government over the years that never bothered about keeping that trend of sports, the Obaseki tribal government has come to return that lost glory of sports in Edo State. This is why they've invested so much in the area of sport development in Edo State. And there's no going back on that. They keep on investing. They keep on encouraging our people to take interest in sports. In all areas of sport, not only in football. So, Edo, in the shortest possible time, is going to return and take over its rightful place in sports in Nigeria.
And fantastic news. As I was on my way back to the studio yesterday from the University of Benin Sports Complex, I got that message from you that prize money, which we got to know before, was going to be 3 million for the first place winner. We hear it has now been increased to 5 million. Second place will get 3 million. Third place gets 2 million. And the team that finishes fourth will get 1 million. And you're also giving 500,000 to the other teams as consolation prizes. And from our calculation, we see that 15 million is being spent only on prize money. Of course, there are other things like logistics and everything. And this is coming from the private sector. This is really wonderful.
The press briefing in Abuja, the Deputy Governor, His Excellency Komefile Shoaibu, and the Her Excellency Mrs. Betsy Obaseki, they told the press in Abuja that the government is going to spend a dime in the course of this tournament, and that it's going to be private sector driven. They meant it. They were not just making money when they told the press, when they told journalists in Abuja. So far, as the head of media communications, we've not taken a dime from the government coffers. It has been sponsored, everything, both jetting, the light refreshment, even the prize money for that have been risen to 5 million, 3 million, 2 million, and 1 million respectively, including the consolation prizes have been given to all the teams that were knocked out at yesterday's tournament. They were all given $500 consolation prizes.
That's 500,000 naira.
500,000 naira to each of the teams. You know, and the committee paid all the expense of their lodging, all their accommodation. We took up all that, courtesy of the private sector, all the sponsors, private and corporate bodies. They have been so fantastic, they have been so encouraging. It's that other editions that we are expecting next year, 2 years' time, 3 years' time, we're going to have a better outing than what we have today.
All right, so we are getting to the climax. Tomorrow is the semi-finals. First match, FC Robo Queens taking on Bayelsa Queens. It's going to be at 3 p.m. at the Samuel Gomodias Stadium, and then at 6 p.m. we'll have Edo Queens taking on Rivers Angels. This promises to be explosive matches tomorrow at the Samuel Gomodias Stadium, and after that, the final is going to be on Sunday. Yes, and there will also be the third place match before that final.
Yes, you are right. The semi-final stage, we enter the semi-final stage tomorrow at the Samuel Gomodias Stadium, like you rightly said, and then the final will be played on Sunday. The final will be played at about 6 p.m. under the floodlight on Sunday, while the top place match will be played at 4 p.m. same day. And because we want to showcase what we have. If you don't sing your song, nobody will sing it for you. You have to play your trumpet. Exactly. I want to tell the world that Samuel Gomodias Stadium is ranked among one of the best in the world. So let them come and see that we are not just making mouth, we are not just advertising what we have. So we see the facilities we have on ground there. That's why we are taking the match to 6 p.m. tomorrow on Sunday evening. We are set for that. The players are ready, the officials are ready, even the committee. They are upbeat.
Okay. All right. Finally, sir. Yesterday at the University of Benin Sports Complex, it was announced that for football fans, the spectators from the Ugbowo axis, that there will be buses that will convey them from Ugbowo to the Samuel Gomodias Stadium and back for the final. I am a resident of Enyai and around this area, and we know that in this our axis there was also a venue at the Western Boys High School. So will there also be buses from this area conveying people to the final, those that will want to go and watch?
You know, as we plan, when issues like this arise, we can now sit back and then re-strategize on how to tackle it. You have raised a very important issue now. I'm going to discuss it with members of the committee. We are going to meet later tonight, and then we'll place a bus station at Ramat Park, which I believe is central enough to take care of those in that alleys.
Okay.
It never occurred to us that we should take care of those in that
area. We love football too, so my people want to come and watch. Okay, thank you very much, Musa Ebomiana, the head of media and communication of the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament in the local organizing committee.
Yeah, thank you for having me on your show. Thanks. God bless.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
All right, so this is Sports Fiesta here on K92.7 FM. I'm TJ, the Maestro, and of course, Ali Ibrahim, the Sports Barakaba, as well as Osai Beka, the Sports Maestro. Let's go for this break. When we come back, we'll talk about Scott Genotro and, of course, many other interesting stories right here on the show. After this break, we'll come back to talk some more. Stay right here.
Hello, entrepreneurs, business owners, and organizations. KUFM 92.7 has an impressive and constantly expanding number of followers online. You can now advertise your goods and services on KUFM's social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Take advantage of our online presence and reach out to our growing audience at very affordable rates. Call 0703 109 4612 or 0806 530 5657 or 0802 232 7191 or visit our marketing office, top floor, Enterprise Foundation Building, number 62, Ihama Road, GRA, Benin City. KUFM, your business growth partner.
Milo! Hello! Give me Milo, please. 2 sachets.
Okay, oh. Are you sure you don't want to try something else?
This something else, does it have Active Go?
Active K.
Active Go, that mix of Protomalt, minerals, and vitamins.
Proto what?
Look, it's okay. Just give me my Milo, because things that I buy for my kids, I don't compromise one bit.
Give your kids winning energy. Milo Active Go, with the goodness of malts, milk, and cocoa, helps them make the most of every day. Milo, the energy to go further.
Indomie welcomes you back to school. Have a session filled with lots of fun and excitement. Stay safe, stay healthy. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
This is Sports Fiesta here on K92.7 FM. Let's get on with the show now. Let's talk about the national team. Well, we understand Nigerian head coach Genotro is delighted. Rangers defender Calvin Bassey chose to represent the African champions. Well, Bassey is a player who is 21 years and he was recently named in Nigeria's squad for this month's 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifying a doubleheader against Central African Republic on Thursday, that's next week. Well, the left back was born in Italy, and he's also eligible to play for England. You can add Italy to the fray, and of course Nigeria as well. But then Genotro said, I'm so proud of him, and I'm happy that he chose Nigeria. That is why it is important to have him quickly, because it is one of the last moments we can test new players. That is why he is in our list. These were the words of Coach Genotro. Ra also said that he's hopeful there are no complications this time, with Bassey forced to withdraw from previous squad for the games in August against Liberia and Cape Verde after testing positive for the COVID-19. So this is actually not the first time that he's been invited, but then the first time he was asked to come because he tested positive for the COVID-19, he could not turn up And Raw went on to explain the situation of Zaidu Sanusi, the left back at FC Porto. He was supposed to be called up, but his form for his club side is not helping in any way. In fact, the game they played last, the first goal against Liverpool. Yeah, he wanted to. Yeah, it wasn't the one who caused it. He wanted to put a leg to it, but it was Salah who got there first. So as a defender, what will you do? Yeah. So, but then the issue with him is that he was too slow. That was like his first start this season.
But the truth is that FC Porto, the entire FC Porto team were poor in that encounter. But Zaidi is our player, so we should be more interested in him.
Yeah, he has not, he's going to come back into the team
kind of player that we have seen in the past. He's been poor in recent matches.
Of course, well, that's just the way it is. You know, Zaidi has not really been there. He has not shown up in recent matches. He's not played a lot this season for FC Porto, so we're hoping that in the coming months he gets a pick up. Ro has said, look, he's our player. He's a player I like so much. But then when he picks up form, we'll get him back into the Super Eagles. He also said if it were to be possible for him to pick 3 left backs, that he would have added Zaidu Sanusi to the team. From there, let's also talk about another national team player. Moses Simon has been named Nantes Player of the Month for September. Well, Nantes announced this one yesterday night, and it's of course actually back-to-back awards for Simon, who was also named the League of Clubs Player of the month for August. So congratulations to Moses Simon, even though some of us sometimes are not convinced by his performance with the national team.
Yeah, it's a surprise for me. Consistently, he is a top player for his club, even before he joined Nantes, where he was before. He was usually is one of their best players, but I've never really been convinced by him in the Super Eagles. Honestly, I will play Samuel Kalu over him anytime. I will pick General Ejike anytime over Moses Simon. But he's one of the senior players in the team, and I'm thinking that by now he should be one of the leaders. He should be one of our undroppable players. But I don't see it that way, and I think that Ginetro has given him more chances than he has given to Kalu or Eduke. So honestly, I'm happy when you have a Nigerian who's doing so well for his club, but when you are unable to translate that into a national team form, I get worried. Paul Onuachu had the same issue before. He was scoring all the goals for his club, but whenever he is called for the national team, he just he doesn't seem to know what he's doing. But I have seen massive improvements from Paul Onuachu in the national team for the last couple of games. And that's the thing. When you criticize these players, it's not because you don't like their faces or you are not happy.
That's the issue with them. Because when you speak about them and they hear it, they think you don't like them. No, but the truth is, it's only a person that likes you that wants to criticize to be better.
It is their mentality should change. I don't understand why you feel because you have been criticized. If you have scored
constructively
goals or if you have played very well, people will praise you for playing well.
We do that a lot.
But you enjoy that. You enjoy when they praise you to say, well done, fantastic display. Then when they criticize you a little, you get upset that you don't want to. And that's what you see some of them. I don't want to talk to the journalist, to the press.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But it's just nonsense. But it is the same players when they want to be recognized. When they want the national team,
they go to the media.
They want to talk to everybody so that they can be on your show. You can talk to them. At that point, they are willing to talk. So Moses Simon, as I said, fantastic player for his club, and we appreciate that. We are just hoping that he can replicate that form in the Super Eagles of Nigeria. If he does that, of course, we'll praise him and say he's doing fantastically well for the national team and he's also doing well for the club. But every time, I think Daniel Amokachi was one player that I readily use as an example with this. He might not be playing well even Daniel Amokachi always wants to give his best, even for the club. But especially when he was at Everton, there was one time when Joroyo was the manager at Everton and he was not using him regularly. But whenever Daniel Amokachi comes to play for Nigeria, he's a different kind of beast. You know, that's why he was called the Bull, because of the way he was playing, always giving 110% whenever he was there. Why did so many Nigerian fans love Osaze Odenwinge, especially during the early part of his by that 2009,
during his peak
2010,
period.
2011. Yes. Because of this all action, even if the Super Eagles are not playing well, you will see that Osaze is making that effort. He's trying his best to ensure that we got positive results. So those are the kind of players that you want in the national team of Nigeria. So if you are doing well for your club, you should. Doing well for your club justifies your being invited to the national team.
Absolutely.
Yes, but when you now come to the national team and you do not
don't
play
do
well, then you go back to your club and you perform well. I mean, I am now beginning to have issues with Asisa Toshola. She was here last match and we saw her against South Africa. She was horrible. And somehow some people decided to pick on only Desire Kwaranoze. Aziza Toshola went back and her very first match back, she scored 2 goals for Barcelona.
I think a few days ago she also got a brace as well.
So
you wonder what is really happening.
Yeah, so you want you want them to perform as well as they are performing for their clubs as they are doing for the national team. Except maybe you will say, okay, perhaps it's the tactics, it's the formation that the national team coach is adopting or whatever. But honestly, if you are doing well for your club, you should also be doing well for your national team.
All right, let's go for it. This one would interest you guys because Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola says his rival with Liverpool counterpart Jurgen Klopp has made him a better manager. Well, Liverpool this weekend, they will be up against Manchester City at Anfield in the Premier League. Well, the match is for Sunday. I think it will kick off by 4:30 p.m. I don't know what he means by Jurgen Klopp has made him a better manager in the Premier League. Is it mind games or something?
No, I don't think so. Of course, there are always mind games, but in the case of Pep Guardiola, I think he's somebody who, he is a genius. He's somebody that has achieved so much in football, but he's also very humble. People could have whatever they like about him, but I think he's a very, very humble person. He was beaten 3 times consecutively by Jurgen Klopp. By Thomas Tuchel, and he praised Thomas Tuchel. Was talking about how it's so difficult to play against Chelsea, how they play with the wing backs, how they create so much space, how they press you, how they do this, how they do. He was not playing against Chelsea at that point. He was just analyzing Chelsea, and he said he gave credit to Thomas Tuchel. So the same thing, I will not now say, it's because he wants to play against Liverpool. That's why he's praising Jurgen Klopp. It doesn't matter now whether you praise him or not. He's going to play against you, so you've got to still play him. But I think what he means is that because of the competition, because he knows that he has got to be switched on mentally when he's playing against Thomas Tuchel. When he's playing against Jurgen Klopp from match day 1 till the end of the season. So he feels that Jurgen Klopp, a manager of the quality of Jurgen Klopp, has made him to also
upped his game.
Yes, he has made him to work, to think, to really try and improve. Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger, they weren't the best of friends when they had to play against each other.
Yeah.
But all through their career, all through the time that Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson were in the English Premier League, even though the rivalry was heated, there was that mutual respect between them. So when there was no match, you see them being very good friends, friendly and cordial with each other. And both of them have said these kind of things about the other. So Arsene Wenger will tell you that Sir Alex Ferguson made him a better manager. Sir Alex Ferguson will tell you Arsene Wenger made him a better manager because they both knew that if you are not at your very best, the other guy could get the better of you. So I think that is what Pep Guardiola is saying about Jurgen Klopp making him a better manager.
Well, there's good news at Manchester United. Their forward, Marcus Rashford, he took part in full training today for the first time since having his shoulder surgery. Well, the England international has not played since coming on as a substitute in July's Euro 2020 final, where he had been troubled by the shoulder problem for months and had an operation at the start of August. Okay, before we start taking your calls, let's go look at the fixtures of matches for Friday night football. In the Bundesliga, FC Cologne will be up against Greuther Fürth. For the French Liga, RC Lens will host Reims. In the Spanish La Liga, that's the one you also know as the La Liga Santander. Athletic Bilbao will host Alaves, while in Italian Serie A, Cagliari will be up against Venezia. All right, let's get you talking right now. The numbers to call are 070-6263-9275 You can also call 09039394427 and then call as well 08121789154. Send a message to 08074009076. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Sports Fiesta.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Danjuma. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening, Danjuma. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
After the last match you play for the World Cup qualifier, it depends you need to invite new players. So the way you get, you go work with them before after the Nation Cup. Why because they invite another defender for Rangers? And if you know what is the nature, see the work you do in the time. Why you never invite that guy? I don't know why they do what for Leicester City now. Why you know why invite Ademola
Lookman never finishing this thing now.
I don't think we finalized his future.
He's not eligible just yet.
I don't think he's eligible just yet, too, because he has played for the English national team on the 20 level at the World Cup. So.
Okay. You may get business to do in Super Eagles. If another coach, coach of Nigeria who could do yellow player who get all over the world, Nigeria will be here for the World Cup. But for Donald Trump, I may see the light at the end of the tunnel. Nigeria.
All right. Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Okay, let's see. Good evening. Welcome to Sports Fiesta.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Jose Moreno.
All right, from JRA, go ahead.
Greetings from JRA. I want to say about the Super Eagles, Genetro. Although I don't know that guy is inviting, I heard he has a European background. I don't know how true. Maybe you can correct me.
Who is that? Which
guy invited from Rangers, the 21-year-old Bassi.
Yes, he was born in Italy. He's also eligible to play for England.
I never seen somebody born in Europe playing in Nigerian league before. That's why I'm surprised. I don't know.
No.
Glasgow Rangers.
He plays in
Glasgow Rangers.
It was formerly at Leicester City.
Rangers. Scotland.
Yeah.
Yes, I was really surprised that someone can be born in Italy and playing in Rangers in Nigeria. I didn't know Rangers Scotland. I'm surprised. Yes, I've been thinking about that this morning. I said, how can somebody be born in Europe and is playing in
it's not possible. It's not possible.
We'll get there. So. Yeah, I believe in my country. I believe things will get better. So I really hope we can deliver. And I want, like the previous caller said, I want to say that Metro has no excuse this time. We have a bunch of talent in every wing. We have 2-3 players competing. We have a bunch of talent back home. We have abroad. So we should try and arrange himself. Try to have a very strong scouting unit. Work on his previous team, see how he can have a mixture of both experience and talent and both foreign players and on base. That is why I can never forget about Stevie Keshi from Shaibu Amodu, especially Stevie Keshi in 2013 and what he did, taking players from obscurity to limelight, the likes of Sunday Uba and Uzoye. So the Archers will have also maybe 2, 3, 4 players from the league also to join the guys who are pros from abroad. So he has no excuse, he has to deliver. As for Osimhen, yesterday, I felt really bad. Because of Osimhen now, I have to follow Napoli. Because of Jose Mourinho, I have to follow Roma. And they are both in Italy. Where do I go now? I'm confused. But my heart goes for Osimhen yesterday. The game was very, 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 very tight. Spartak Moscow, I was happy for Victor Moses. If there's a way we can bring back Victor Moses with his 5-star way of playing now with Spartak Moscow, we should try and do that. We can talk to him to come out of retirement.
Well, he said he's done with retirement. I think he did that after the 2018 World Cup.
Messi was done and he came back. So many players have done it. So we can try to talk to him if he can change his mind, especially for the World Cup with the weight of experience. Having been in Chelsea and so on and so forth, I've been to Liverpool, so everywhere. So yeah, I'm happy for him, but also I'm sad for Victor Osimhen. I want Chelsea to take heart. You don't win every time. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. It's football. I'm still a Chelsea fan in England. So when we bounce back, we bounce back. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome to Sports Fiesta.
Hello. Good evening to you all.
Welcome. What's your name?
And happy independence to everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this is Thomas Toko calling from the.
Okay.
Yeah. The last caller said something concerning Moses coming back to Super Eagles. No. I disagree with that. I want Nigeria to discover a new talent. Not those who are no longer ready to play for. Let them go for new talent. We have them both in Nigeria here in abroad. We need new talent. Please, I want to know is Pulisic is it
Is that? Are you talking about Christian Pulisic?
Yeah.
No, he's from the USA.
No, it's Axel is recovered.
Whether you are recovered from injury.
If he can play the next game.
I have serious doubts about that.
I don't know whether he will play. But the manager spoke today and he said that Mason Mount is available. Yeah, I said Mason Mount is available and that Reece James has started training in the water in the pool, so he's not yet ready.
Okay. Well, I'm playing tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. It's on Saturday.
Okay, against
Southampton, 3 o'clock.
Okay, thank you very much. I love what you people are doing.
Thank you. But that's also another tough fixture for Chelsea.
Southampton?
I hope it's not from Fire.
There's a Stamford Bridge, so maybe they could go ahead to win that game.
When you start thinking Southampton is a tough fixture for Chelsea, then there is a problem in Chelsea. Yeah, I know that Southampton played out a goalless draw with Manchester City.
So
yeah, but what was their last result? What was the last result of Southampton?
Sure, I remember.
So Chelsea should not be worried about Southampton. I mean, the day Chelsea will be worried about teams like Southampton. The day Manchester City or Liverpool will be worried about teams like Southampton. That's when you know that their season is having issues. Yes, exactly. So they should not be. It's when you play against Manchester United, you play against Arsenal. I don't care how poorly they have been, but it's Arsenal is Arsenal. You're playing against Arsenal, then you worry. Not when you play against Southampton. I'm not saying that Chelsea will definitely beat Southampton, but I'm just saying Southampton is not in the league of the clubs that should be giving Chelsea issues.
All right, so Chelsea to bounce back against Southampton. Good evening, welcome to Sports Fiesta.
Yeah, please. I'm sorry I caught back. It's Mourinho.
Okay,
please. I want you to update me about the latest features and the venue of the Betsy tournament. This female football going on in the day. So I want to go see the other games.
It's on Saturday. That's tomorrow, 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Logomedia Stadium.
Okay, thank you very much. 3 p.m. and 4 p.m.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. 3 p.m. and 6 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Okay, just take a look at call. All right, the numbers to call are 070-6263-9275, 90-3939-4427. You can also call 081-2178-9154. Send a message to 080-7400-9076. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome. What is your name?
Good evening, guys.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome.
I want to add my voice to...
What's your name?
My name is Sahai.
Sahai from where?
From Apple Park.
Okay, go ahead. Sahai.
I want to say kudos to the private sector driven for this brilliant initiative. We have been witnessing a brilliant football from the girls. And I think that most girls playing in this tournament are supposed to... The national team coach is supposed to be here watching them and selecting from these girls. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
So I want to say regarding the match tomorrow for Man United, I see Man United losing that match at Old Trafford tomorrow. And for Chelsea, I see a goalless draw in that match. And for Liverpool, Man City, I'm a Liverpool fan, and will beat Man City.
You will win, but all your opponents will win. If not so, every fan, they decide. That means you guys will be the ones deciding.
Absolutely. You know how it is now. When you're a fan of a particular club, the other teams can lose, and your team will win. You know. But just one fixture, by the way. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Sports Crew.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome to Sports Fiesta.
Thank you very much. This is Voice of the People from Jerry.
Okay.
Please, sorry for I just came in. I came late. I wanted to know if our guests qualified for the Betsy final.
No, semi-final. They qualified for the semi-final. That's Edo Queens.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. Welcome, Victory.
Good evening, sir. Happy New Month.
Yeah, we see the same. Happy Independence Day.
Thank you very much. Firstly, for Edo Queen, when you not even pity my guests for a moment, thank you. Anyways, congratulations to them. They are better and they deserve to win. So I wish them all the best going forward. Now that my team is out, Edo Queen is my second team anyway, so I wish them all the best in the competition. And I don't know, did Tokoyo win his other card bout?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. He won. I think it was even a technical knockout. Yeah. That guy is a beast.
Wow. And Mr. Ivan, I think last year, March or so, you brought a story about that African footballer, that old man that plays in the Egyptian league, that was to be cleared in the book of records. I don't know if you can remember that story.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this still last week? I don't know if you followed up the story.
No, but I will check. I'll check whether he's still playing.
Okay. No problem. Good luck to Chelsea tomorrow.
Yeah. And I recall even asking the deputy governor of Edo State when he celebrated his first birthday. I told him of some other people who are older than him who are playing. So he's not quite the record holder just said. And he said, no problem, my bones are still strong.
He's
I'll continue playing.
All right, let's see. We have messages to take.
Yeah, we've got some messages. One is just reacting to what Jose Mourinho said. He said, please remind Jose Mourinho that Osaze Odemwingie was born in Russia, but also played for Bendel Insurance, where he was discovered. I don't know whether to say Osaze Odemwingie was discovered in Bendel Insurance. He was actually born in Uzbekistan to a Nigerian father and a Russian mother, but then as at that point Uzbekistan was in the old Soviet Union, the USSR, and then when he was 2 years old he went to Russia and then stayed there and had his secondary education and then played for the youth teams of CSK Moscow before he came to Nigeria at about 17. So that's when he I think joined yeah, but he first played for, was it Ranchers Bees Academy before he played for Bendel Insurance. Yeah. So, and after playing for Bendel Insurance, he was awesome. I think he scored about 19 goals for them before he moved to La Louvière, in Belgium, before he eventually went and played for this club he was playing for.
He also played for
Lokomotiv.
No, Lokomotiv Moscow. I was
he went back to Russia.
Yeah, where he played for Lokomotiv Moscow.
From there
before he came to West Brom, and I recall when they unfold the banner saying "Thank you, West Brom."
He played for
played in France, of course. Yeah, but I'm talking about the racist abuse that he suffered, even though he was from that area. That at least he's half Russian, half Soviets, you know. But they still racially abused him after West Bromwich Albion bought him. Okay, let's look at the messages. This one says, Oga Ibro, good day. Please tell Edo Queens to get the number 6 jersey from the side that Raleigh team won. She's small but very good. Uzo from Ikoba Hill. Okay, please tell Edo Queens to get the number 6 jersey. Okay, from the side that Raleigh won. Okay, I think it means Nigeria. Well, Edo Queens played against them, so I'm sure the coach must have noticed the player that you're talking about. Happy Independence sportsmen, thank you. The Rivers Angels, Bayelsa Queens, Edo Queens are going to win the Betsy Obaseki Women Football Tournament going on. Is it free to watch the match at the stadium, Peter, from Ikoba Hill? Yeah, it's free. That's why they will even be free vehicles from Uboa, but they've said they will look at the possibility of also putting.
And you also get a free meal as well.
Yeah. Good day, SARS. The coach that coached the Egyptian team to from 2006 to 2010 Africa Cup of Nations is an army personnel from Peter Isaiah Ugbo Road, GRA City. But he's talking about Hassan Shahata.
Is he still alive?
Hassan Shahata is alive now. I didn't hear anything about him passing on, but he's alive.